What's going on, guys? 2018 is finishing strong. Everyone's building up some momentum heading into 2019. Everyone's setting goals. One of our personal goals is to put out a lot more content. Super quick, absorbable stuff that is really going to up your reselling game. With that said, the only things that we are going to be sharing are what we are personally doing, and we're going to reflect on what is working for us, what's not working for us, share 100% with transparency in hopes that it levels you up. And we really mean this. Our goal is that if you start to build some serious momentum when we run into you in the thrifts, when we run into you in the retail outlets as we're traveling all around the country, we get a chance to throw high fives because both of us are winning. And with that said, this first quick little video is going to be about sourcing shoes at the thrift, specifically at Goodwill, and what we look for, both what we decide to keep and what we decide to leave. And this is how we started. We built our business starting in June of 2017, and it was all used shoes. We started with the shoes in our closet, built up a small buying budget, and then started going to all the thrifts. We've now built up a buying budget that's a lot bigger than that, but we want to get down to the absolute basics. This is a place that absolutely anyone can start, whether you're adding shoes into your reselling business, whether you're just starting reselling, whether you have no idea what to look for. All of our content is going to be shoe specific, but a lot of things that we share can be applied to different categories. If ever you have any questions, we are always here to answer all of them. Without further ado, let's dive in. We've got 5 pairs that we just sourced today from Goodwill, and we're going to show you exactly why we picked them. So here are the 5 pairs that we sourced today. Now there's 4 things that we always look out for when we're sourcing shoes at the local thrift. The first is price, the second is brand, the third is condition, and the fourth is sizing. And we're going to use these 5 shoes that we sourced today and break down each and every single one of those. So first, pricing. We try to source shoes that are under $10 because we're going to sell them for $25 or $30 depending on the market value. Now, we always make sure we go during discount days, which are dollar day, half off day, things like that. You can easily call your local thrift, call Goodwill, call Salvation Army, call your local thrift and say, what days do you have special discounts, and they'll let you know. The second thing is brand. We got all of these for $6 a piece, so it's in our price range. And then we look at brand. We've got 3 pairs of Nikes, we've got a pair of Saucony, and a pair of Adidas. Now, because we've been doing this for a long time, we understand that these are sought after brands. If you're not sure about what the most sought after brands are, look on the marketplace that you're going to be trying to sell the shoes on and see what other people are listing. And then more importantly, look at what is selling by going to the sold listings. We'll talk more about that on a future video. So if you've got the price right, if you're finding shoes in the brands that you love, the third thing is condition. Now let me use these men's Saucony as an example. Obviously you want to get shoes in the best possible condition that you can. One of the things that we look for is good tread, and there's still a lot of life left in this tread. There's still a lot of sole. Sometimes you'll see shoes that don't have a lot of life left. They'll taper off. There'll be a lot more heel drag on both ends, both in the heel and in the toe. But most importantly, what a lot of people overlook is in this area right here. You want to take a look up at the top of the shoe and make sure there's no rips or tears in here. You want to make sure there's no rips and tears in here because there's a lot of, obviously the foot's going in and out. And then you want to open it up, make sure you've got a lot of lighting, and make sure there's no rips or tears down in the heel here. Now that is true for all of the shoes that we sourced today. There's no rips or tears. There's nothing in the heel. And again, you want to make sure you give it a 360 look over on the entire shoe. Once you've confirmed that there's no rips or tears in here, once you've confirmed that the sole is good, we always give it the twist test. Now there's a couple different reasons that we twist the shoe like this. One, we want to make sure all the seams are good. If you twist it and it starts to separate, you're going to want to pass on that. That means that shoe is on its way out. Another reason is sometimes there's really fine cuts. There might be a really fine tear, and if you twist the shoe, it will reveal that tear. So just giving it a simple twist on any of the shoes that you plan on getting will open up your eyes to if there's any other blemishes that will be on the shoe that will indicate that you don't want to get that shoe. Now, if the price is right, if the brand is right, and the condition is right, the last thing that we look at is sizing. Now, ideally, you want to get into sizes that are the most searched for, and it's been our experience that women's pairs 7 through 9.5, men's pairs 10 through 13, and some youth pairs, youth 6 or youth 7, are usually the most sought after, and that's our personal experience. Anything outside of that, there's a little less searching. Doesn't mean you can't sell them, but we try to stick to that size range when we're real strict with our budget. Now, if there's a mint pair of shoes that's a size 14 or 15 in men's, you will be able to flip it. If there's a smaller size women's, as your buying budget grows, you can expand into your sizing. So again, the 4 things that we look for: pricing, brand, condition, and size. If you keep in mind those 4 things and you're very, very strict. Now, if there was a tiny little tear right here when we did that, we would pass on it. Doesn't matter what the price is. If there's rips in the heel right here, doesn't matter what the price is, we would pass on it. If there's a little rip right here, even if it's a great shoe, we would pass on it. And there's a couple reasons why we're so strict with our sourcing. 1, you're providing a better product for your buyer, and 2, if you have shoes in your inventory that have rips or tears, people start to assume that there must be something wrong with the other pairs, even if there's nothing wrong with them. It's been our experience that if you just keep all of that out, source really strictly, it leads to bigger and better things in the long run. If you guys have any questions about the 4 categories that we just talked about, pricing, brand, condition, and size, put it in the comments below.